Hello, I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company. In this, the midweek natural gas report, natural gas prices are down. This is the spot November contract here, currently trading at 302, down 8 ticks or 0.26%. As you can see here on barchart.com, we continue to remain below the 13 and 48-day period moving averages. But the RSI is not making a new low. So what does that tell us? It tells us we've got to be a little careful here. Our storage report expected for tomorrow is around 84 to 87 BCF injection. That is above the 77 we saw last year and the 5-year average around 83. So the momentum traders may be looking to cover their short positions into that report, and we may be due for a bounce. As you can see here, when we look at the chart, there are periods here where we're between 4 and 7 straight down days before we get a reaction to the upside. And here we have it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to be a little bit overdue tomorrow for a bounce. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. And as you can see here, we're bouncing back toward that daily pivot, which comes in at 304.60. Currently, right now, we're holding at that support level, which was 298.60. And below that, we have support at 294.40. But the RSI is pointing higher. So that means we're going to consolidate, hopefully, around this 304.60 pivot. And we'll look to see how that storage report comes in tomorrow. Let's take a look at that spot continuation chart here on tradingview.com. And as you can see, we have basically closed the gap here between the October expiration and the start of the November contract. Again, markets don't like to have roll gaps, as we call them. That's rolling between one contract to the other. And that gap has now been filled. As you can see here, the RSI is holding and is trying to see if it can stabilize for a potential move back higher. And let's look at those front to back spreads. This is the DEES26 versus DEES25. And as you can see, still the moving averages are saying stay in the position. Why? Because the strength is into next year. We've got weakness now, but AI data centers, crypto mining, and new reshoring of industrial and manufacturing is putting a bid underneath the long-dated contracts. And let's take a look at that weather, because the 8 to 14-day temperature is above normal. And this continues all the way through the end of the month. As you can see, the upper Midwest is above. Florida, of course, at this time of the year, but also New England, which is unusual. And let's take a look at the tropics. We've got a lot of tropical activity here. This is Lorenzo back here, but it is fading into a storm, and it is going to dissipate over the next few days as it gets this energy pulled out from the system above it. This cold air coming into the northeast was combining with that nor'easter that was trying to form up the New Jersey coast when I was there just a few days ago. And we're looking at this system right here coming off of Africa. But also, remember, at this time of year, the activity focus is here toward the Gulf of America / Mexico around the Yucatan Peninsula. And this storm system is firing up some storms here off of Cuba. So we'll keep a careful eye on that. And this is the satellite picture for that area. As you can see, there are some systems that are starting to form here. We'll keep a careful eye on it. Again, this is about a 60 to 70% chance of formation for tropical activity occurs after October 15th in this area, not the mid-Atlantic. And here's Lorenzo. As you can see here, Lorenzo is just, well, falling apart. And it is currently right now just going to be a storm system that will just kind of meander through the North Atlantic through some colder water, and this will just dissipate as it goes closer and closer to the African continent. And as you can see here, this is the heat potential for a tropical system, and Lorenzo is sitting over some cooler temperatures in the water system. And the real focus, because again, we talked about the odds are 60 to 70% chance after October 15th, it forms down here south of Cuba around the Yucatan Peninsula. So this is where the water temperatures are. That's the fuel for any tropical activity. And here's that system coming off Africa. As you can see, totally disorganized right now, but we are going to keep a careful eye on it, as well as the system behind it. And here's why. Well, that Saharan air layer again. It's been a nuisance all season long for keeping tropical systems subdued. And again, more stuff is coming off the African coast right now. and that is going to keep things from really developing in this particular area. We thought this was going to calm down. No such luck. And let's take a look at what's coming out. Well, this is the ENSO calculations, and here's what we've got. We've got La Nina conditions lasting all the way through the December, January, and February period, but then it becomes neutral, ENSO neutral. But look what else is starting to develop. El Nino conditions. So we're going to keep a careful eye on that as we get closer and closer towards summer next year. So what does an ENSO neutral pattern look like for the back end of winter? It's cold for the northern tier of the country. That's from the Dakotas all the way through New England, but it's warm across the southern belt and wet, which may mean that we've got pretty much a kind of mild winter coming ahead. So let's take a look at the stocks here. This is the oil and gas E&P sector. These are market caps between $2 and $10 billion and have a high short float. And look what's happened. Apache has disappeared off our list here because some of that short interest has been covered. But it is a sea of red. Really, with Civitas, the loser here for the 1 week performance, down 16.14%. Why? Well, crude oil and natural gas prices have been terrible for a while. So let's recap again here. We are currently trading at 302.30, down just 5 ticks or 0.13% for the spot November contract. We've got storage tomorrow, expectations plus 84 to plus 87 BCF. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.